In the epilogue of Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison's unnamed narrator finds himself in a cellar lit by 1,369 light bulbs beneath the riotous streets of Harlem. While reflecting on the chaos that surrounds him, he asks, "Who knows but that, on the lower frequencies, I speak for you?" The first time I read Invisible Man, I was sitting in my bedroom, a small table lamp illuminating these words that have become so important to my work, both as a scholar and as a person navigating the world around me. What were these lower frequencies? Were they the spark of understanding between an audience and an author conveying ideas that defy literal language? The radiating points of light in the darker corners of our collective history? Or something else entirely? As I thought about what these lower frequencies were, I was taken back to my political science courses, where I learned that much of history had been written by the victors, and to my philosophy courses, where the texts I'd read had an aura about them that felt so much richer than I'd given them credit for initially. When I began writing my philosophy thesis, I found myself grappling with the concept of aura. In artwork like Ellison's novel, the aura represented some sort of intangible element, something just out of the grasp of language, yet something I know if I saw it. 8 months into my project, I went to visit some family in New York, but I couldn't escape the nagging sense that I was close to some understanding of this undercurrent of art. As I sat beneath St. Mark's Church, I thought about how grand the building was, how much history was contained in there, and how little I knew about my favorite reading spot in all of Manhattan. The church rests on the strange catty-corner block of land in the middle of the avenues that draws your attention to it immediately, even though it's relatively small. The building itself had an aura. Aura was this human undercurrent, a cultural memory that a work of art carries with it. Like one of the men in Plato's cave allegory, I had a sensation of seeing the work I had been doing for the first time in an entirely new light. My study of race, politics, history, music, philosophy, practically everything I'd read in my undergraduate career had gained an entirely new dimension. It was as if the world bloomed into technicolor, bringing with it a sense that there are so many more human stories to be told. I even began tapping into my own lower frequencies, my experience and my struggles, things I thought would be better forgotten. These things created a constellation that formed me and my ability to arrive at this moment. I felt some strange wholeness, as well as a renewed sense that I had something of value to say to the world. Since completing my thesis a year ago, I've remained committed to expanding on conceptual ideas, such as the aura, in my study of identity and art, in both its traditional and digital forms, through projects like the Ralph Ellison Oral History Project, where hearing the stories of people who shared Ellison's world brought me back to the question of what remains of his aura in Oklahoma City, the town I find myself leaving, in hopes of tuning into these lower frequencies to gather insight on how they speak for me and for society at large.